And the verdict is guilty. Damn right, I accept the charge and the punishment. I have kept you hanging for far too long. I've heard your cries of interest, of fascination, of hunger for this fabled RadioDJ AI automation system that allows you to automate some of your radio station content based on the songs that you're playing. Very cool. And I'll be honest with you, over a month ago, I did have a working prototype of this and even ran some beta testers through it. Granted, most of them flaked, but the ones who did get through it saw some really positive results. But here's the thing. I just, in good conscience, could not release this version. Look at it. It's convoluted. It's just too complex for most. And I feared, a ton of returns and head scratching, frustrated users. And that just wouldn't set well with me. It would be a really frustrating user experience for you. So what I did, I took all the modules, everything that worked in that really dense system that we are using N8N and other online systems for, threw it back into the Creative Blender and said, how could we make this easier? Oh my goodness, the title of this video, it's not clickbait, huge update and huge upgrade. Check this sucker out. It no longer requires a degree from DeVry Institute of Computer Programming. Heck no, it's a legitimate software app that you can run in Windows. Yes, new, and heck yeah, vastly improved. The RoboDJ dashboard is the nerve center of this app. One glance and you'll know exactly what's going on. Let's pop this up. It shows you everything active and in the pipeline, from your schedules to which prompts you flip the switch on, and any scripts or voiceover files that have been generated. Of course, we'll be strapping on the scuba gear for a deep dive on all the cool bells and whistles of this app. But let me first prove to you that it actually works. So right here on my all 80s juggernaut, XXX80s.com, I have this specially formatted rotation running right now. It's my RoboDJ rotation, and you see some of these red playlist items. I'll get to the significance of that in a second, but I just want to direct your attention to two in particular. There's the RoboDJ Story, VT RoboDJ Story, which is a voice track, and this will tell a cool backstory about Billy Idol's Hot in the City. Right now, it's nothing. It's a placeholder for a future voiceover about Hot in the City. And earlier on, you see we have this other VT RoboDJ Rewind, once again, a voice track in waiting. We're going to produce a little ditty about Journey's Only the Young. This is this hour's RoboDJ rotation, and RoboDJ just ran, and it actually produced some cool scripts for each of those elements. And yes, each actually has their own voiceover file.
What hit song was initially penned for a movie soundtrack but became a fan favorite on tour?
And it did this by tapping into my live playlist at XXX80s.com. So now I have some fresh and fun content that I can deliver dynamically based on whatever song's coming up.
Now the XXX80s Radical Rewind.
What hit song was initially penned for a movie soundtrack but became a fan favorite on tour? This track was recorded during the same sessions as their iconic album Frontiers, but didn't make the final cut. Legendary producer Mike Stone, known for his work with Queen, helped craft its soaring sound. Written with a message of hope and resilience, this anthem eventually found its way into the hearts of many. From 1985, it's Only the Young by Journey.
Radical Rewind.
XXX80s.
Since I run my station on rotations, there's not playlists. I have no idea what is going to be programmed for that hour because it is a rotation. It is, randomly pulling songs based on rules, of course, but still, I don't know what's coming up. So right here, you can see the rotation. And if you zoom into the RoboDJ BT Rewind, and down here, we have the RoboDJ Story. These are these voice tracks I showed you that our software is looking for. So for that Rad Rewind segment, it's actually looking in our playlist for a voice track marker named VT RoboDJ Rewind with the specific instruction, go find the song that comes right before this marker. Let's say you want the song after the marker. Well, this is where you set that. And once again, RoboDJ Rewind before the marker. And hopping back to Radio DJ, we see right before the VT RoboDJ Rewind marker is Journey's Only the Young. So it followed those rules. And following the rules based on an active schedule that you set up over here in the schedule section. So if we take a look at our current schedule, this will run hourly at 15 minutes past the hour. Of course, this is just for the demo. Ideally, I'd set this to like 1 minute after the hour. So immediately, once your fresh rotation and playlist is locked in, it'll then start scanning that playlist for the song data it needs to run these prompts and write these scripts. And in the edit schedule window, you'll see which active prompts that you have to choose from. Some hours call for certain segments and some don't. So you choose which scripts and which voiceovers you want to generate for that particular hour. Maybe you have prompts that you just want to run on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. Well, you set all that up here. This is great. Schedule's enabled. And now we've just assigned Behind the Beats and Rad Rewind to this schedule. And that, of course, is updated on our dashboard. Now that we dipped our toe in those prompts, you can also see here on the dashboard Behind the Beats. Well, you have your marker display and the position. And it looks like while I was yammering away, our previous schedule was set to run at 15 after. Well, it ran and it generated these scripts. It actually tells you here in the dashboard, it says under review. So it's now time for you to put your peepers on these new scripts. And if you want to make changes, well, you can make those edits right here in this window. Feeling like a stroll down memory lane. Let's say if I wanted to say, feeling like a stroll down 80s lane, pull on those fingerless gloves and dial up the vibes at xxx80s.com. It's like discovering your favorite cassette all over again. Keep it dialed in, XXX80s. So if I like that, I could approve the script and then generate the voice track. Before I do that, I want to show you the flexibility of the system. So over in your prompt library, this is kind of the brains of the content system because this is where you load up all your prompts, all your instructions. What should the scripts be like? What are the rules? What's the style guide? Give it examples of good and bad scripts. Now, with station promos, they don't rely on an actually marker or a song position because it's just writing content based on your station. And the added perk for the station promo content is it is actually then calling on a promo topics database where then you could load this up with a whole bunch of different topics. Because let's just say it was, hey, write a station promo about XXX80s. Well, I mean, every hour it could be the same themed promo, but no. We are all about jam-packing variety out of those speakers. Over here, just an example, I say use a popular reference from an 80s movie to compare the experience of listening to XXX80s. So one promo does that. Another one, tell listeners they can make requests at xxx80s.com. In the script, mention the word request. And then you can promote the website, weekend music lineup, and special show teaser. And then this is set to rotate these promo topics based on the last time they were used. So you're always getting a fresh promo topic. But also in the promo library, you're able to assign which 11 Labs voice you want to read that script. Maybe for Behind the Beats, you want this to be delivered by Rachel. While for Rad Rewind, Brent is rocking that mic. Once again, just increasing the versatility and variety of your output. So I just ran the station promo prompt to shoot out a script with an 80s movie reference. Let's check out what it popped out. Want to feel like you're living in Hills Valley Town Square? I think that's a Back to the Future reference. Send your favorite track to XXX80s.com and make your day a blast from the past. Crank up the fun, XXX80s. Okay, so if we like that, we can approve it and then generate the voice track, sending the script up to 11 Labs. And it is going to probably be using, let's quickly pop over to the prompt library, station promo. It's going to be using the lovely Cassidy's voice. And let's see if it did.
Want to feel like you're living in Hill Valley's town square? Send your favorite track to xxx80s.com and make your day a blast from the past. Crank up the fun on XXX80s.
Yeah, I thought that was great. And if we like that version, we just save final audio and it knows to route it to the proper folder where we keep our station promos, which makes it so much easier than to automatically import into your radio station playout software. Now, I hear you. If you're running RoboDJ at 3:22 a.m., you're not going to want to drag yourself out of bed and, edit and approve and save these scripts and voice files. Heck no. So that's the cool thing with the automated scheduling. You can come over here and click Auto Approve Workflow. Now what's going to happen, it is going to generate content based on the rules in your prompts and automatically generate the scripts, record the voiceovers, and send them to the folders that you choose. Let's save this, and you could tell it's an automated workflow by this little Robo dude icon. So now the status is auto. So this will run every hour and produce these two elements automatically. Not only is it writing the script, but for voice generation, it is incorporating my powerful automated processing chain. If enabled, you can then hit it with a number of presets for radio station audio processing, which hits it with the right compression, limiting, little EQ, and you have a couple great options to choose that are baked in. And as important as processing is the silence removal, which was baked into my other automated audio processing apps that were standalones. But this is all integrated into one system here. And here you set the rules for when you want silence to be chopped out. Because, as I've droned on about in the past, AI voices have a bad habit of adding a lot of unnatural, momentum-killing silence bits to the reads. So this just says, hey, if you detect silence at this threshold that exceeds 450 milliseconds, well, replace that with 350 milliseconds of silence. So it's just a better sounding voice file. And of course, you could choose whether you want to save it as an MP3 or WAV. But that being said, I think we should have a script ready. Look at this. Station promo, the 80s movie reference one, and the Olivia Newton-John rewind are ready for us to approve. But not really. They've already been approved. The voiceovers have been recorded and saved to the folder of our choice because, if you remember, this is set to auto. This has already been done. So essentially, if your radio station playout software is set up right, it will have already imported this voice track file into the system, and now it's ready for playback right before Olivia Newton-John. Like I said, a handful of the beta testers who got that old clunky system actually to work and produce some reliable radio content for their radio stations, well, it allowed me to tune in and sample this system in motion. And I'd be remiss and I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't share my thoughts based on the output of a system that I created. And just kind of the headline is, I wasn't thrilled. And I really think it's important that we have this discussion right now about using AI on your radio stations. And it's not condemning the use of AI, of course not. A lot of this content on my channel does advocate for the targeted use of AI voices to create specific creative features, but in small doses. See, what I was able to sample on some of these other stations that really kicked the RoboDJ automation system into full gear, they were generating entire shows, voice-tracked shows using these AI DJs for all the content. So here's the story. If that is how this is going to be used, and you cannot maybe afford even the lowest tier subscription to 11 Labs, which to my ears still offers some of the best sounding AI voices out there, then don't run AI voices at all. If the choice is to air a robotic, kind of junky sounding AI voice on your station, or not run any AI voices, and I mean, even just kind of move forward with, in my opinion, a dreaded jukebox where you're not hearing any DJs, you're just playing music with maybe some station branding, I'd probably have you opt for plan B, because nothing repels listeners faster than robotic, stiff, and inauthentic content. I mean, there's only so much of that someone's going to put up with. I mean, especially today where almost everything has some level of robo generation. I mean, so many of the images, a lot of the videos, of course, a lot of the voiceovers you're hearing now, they're soulless. There's not a heartbeat or any life force in any of it. So what I really need you to chew on if you move forward with this, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, I think in small doses, this is great. It solves a lot of problems for us small-time internet radio broadcasters, where we have a radio station, we have all these great ideas, but we don't have the man or woman power to rock the mics on air with all of our cool feature ideas and content that we know listeners would benefit from. So in that case, I mean, running a rad rewind segment once an hour with an AI voice is fine. Bottom line is, let your ears be your guide. If it sounds like crap, cut it out. Don't use it. Find a better sounding voice. Like I've said, the only product that we have on offer is our sound. Crap in, crap out. You know the drill, but you really have to start living and breathing this philosophy if you really hope to thrive and succeed as an internet broadcaster, because there's too many other options out there where people actually can hear maybe a human voice, and that'll become the way that you differentiate yourself among all the other stations that are putting out less than optimal content. With that being said, RoboDJ automation system has a lot of pluses going for it. I think it really can fill in a lot of gaps in your programming day. But I wouldn't rely on it 24/7. Because even with great sounding AI voices, I mean, I think just as, humans, we feel it on an energetic level. It's not real. It becomes fatiguing if that's all we have on offer. And it's really important to mix it up. You have to infuse some human voices into your mix if you are using AI voices. So find a way to strike that perfect balance. Become really critical with the sound that you're getting from the voices, even from 11 Labs. I mean, they don't all sound great. A lot of times it comes down to how you're structuring the text, the punctuation, the tags you're using. And yes, it is getting better, but you still need to have a steady hand on the wheel to guarantee the best sounding output. So my discount opinion is, don't use this RoboDJ automation system to roll a 24/7 radio station, all fake DJs all the time. No, I think the best way to do it is how I'm using it on XXX80s, is to just fill in the gaps, to add spice to your existing content with an AI voice delivering a fun feature once an hour. Maybe it's a random production element from an AI voice. All that's fine. Everything in moderation, but the defining line is it has to sound good. Now let's spend a little time over in the settings section just to show you kind of the magic under the hood here. This allows for a lot of customization. First off, you plug in your own API key to your OpenAI or ChatGPT account, and let's test the connection. If you're not using OpenAI, well, we have a path to any active AI large language model by using OpenRouter. So you just enter your API key here, and then you can choose, which one you want to use when you're writing the scripts. Next off, 11 Labs, because you need quality AI voices, and 11 Labs still, to me, is the leader in that. And this version of the software allows you to enter up to 3 different voice profiles and customize the voice settings just to your liking. For audio processing, this is pretty powerful. I touched on it before, but it comes preloaded with some really nice processing presets. Of course, you can enter your own recipe in here. This allows you to use that silence removal feature I told you about. And finally, if you prefer WAV over MP3, well, that's a simple drop-down fix right there. Make sure to save your settings. And next, the all-important playout systems. Whether you're using RadioDJ, SAM, Station Playlist, M-Airlist, or Radio Boss, well, this is where you tell it how to connect to your live playlist. And this is pretty cool for file management. You tell it where you want files to be saved. Yes, it could be a general catch-all folder, as in my watch folder file management standalone app. This allows you to route different files to different folders based on the script itself. So behind the beats is going to a beats folder. Rad rewind, rewind, and promo to a promo folder. And this is real easy to edit. You just choose the folder where you want it to go, and then you're good to go. Oh, one more thing in the prompt library, you could test these prompts out and see what kind of output you get. Or let's say you want to generate a script and a voiceover immediately. Well, you just come down here and just, let's say, Paul Simon. Then we click Generate Script. Those AI script writers are hard at work. Now you get to review the script. What hit song starts with a quirky bass line and features a catchy chorus about identity and self-discovery? That's great. So if you want to make any edits, you make them there, or you approve it, and then you move on to voice generation. Then you could send this off to whichever voice you'd like, have them record it. Let's say I didn't want to blow through all my voice credits, so I cut this down just to prove the point. And if I want Brent to record this, I generate the voice. And this is also applying my audio processing rules to this track. So let's check it out.
What hit song starts with a quirky bass line and features a catchy chorus about identity and self-discovery? This iconic track was recorded in the mid-1980s, inspired by a trip to South Africa.
Okay, Brent, thanks. Sounded good. You could regenerate that voice or save it. And that's just another helpful feature to test out these prompts before you commit them to a schedule. If you're digging what you're seeing and just screaming at your screen, hell yeah, I want to take that for a ride on my station. Well, good news. You're about 2 weeks away from getting a shot at this thing. And I think when I launch it, I'm going to do a 5 or 7 day free trial. This will not only be beneficial for you, but it'll help give me some important feedback. I am testing this on 5 different radio playout systems. And just so you know, we still are supporting those 5 systems that I mentioned. The RoboDJ app, yes, will work with RadioDJ, Sam Broadcaster, Station Playlist, M-Airlist, and Radio Boss. So if you're in one of those camps, good news. But for everyone else, don't despair. Because of the fact it's now an app, I have a little more flexibility with integrating other software titles. Or possibly having a way in the future where if you generate playlists for your radio station, you just could import some PDFs or text files with certain markers in those playlists, and this will create content based on that. So I think there's a lot of exciting things on the horizon for RoboDJ. And I'm really looking forward to finally birthing this thing. Enough talk. Let's go live. Let's rock these Robo mics and, try this out in the real broadcasting world. So please stay tuned. If you're on the email list, I'll keep you posted. And if you're on the email list, you might even get a sweet little discount for when this baby hits. And if you're not on that email list, well, come on, what are you waiting for? Your microwave popcorn could wait. Let it burn, baby. You got to burn over to that link in the description first. Get signed up, and I will keep you posted as soon as any news item breaks with RoboDJ. Thanks so much. I am Jeff, the Radio DJ dude. I appreciate you. And until our next little radio rendezvous, you keep rocking those mics all over the world.